You don't have to upgrade anything anymore, so we don't have to talk about that anymore. And boom, whoa, look at that big boy. What a beautiful. Firstly, firepower. Look at that alpha damage upgrade. 750. This time we have the juicy punchy gun. Right? That is pretty cool. But the not quite so cool thing is, look at that penetration. That's a problem. So this vehicle, it doesn't actually have a lot of penetration. Just 250. And look, 250 for tier 9 is nice. But then considering that a lot of the tier 9 use a tier 10 guns anyway, it's not that problem. The problem is gonna be, because you upgrade that alpha, you shoot less, right? Look at that rate of fire. So your reload time is longer, way longer, even though you upgrade your DPM. You shoot less often. You hit hard with a single shot. You don't do over. You don't fail a shot and do it again. That's the thing. So you have to be very careful with each shot. So you need more penetration to reliably go through, reliably doing that big damage, right? You don't want to take some chance. You don't want the orange. You always want green. And that's gonna be harder if you don't have better penetration, right? So that's the thing, though. And then yeah, your heat round, your premium round has better penetration compared to the standard round and compared to the tier 9 as well. That's cool. But 317, it's not even good for tier 10 premium tank in my opinion. So that's gonna be pretty awkward for this vehicle. I would say the gun of this vehicle is nice. It used to be pretty good when the edgy work, but then after edgy doesn't work anymore, this tank position is kind of dropped down by a long shot. So yeah, you have to be careful with that gun though. So again, 8 degrees of penetration is always nice. Accuracy wise, it's actually better than the tier 9. So should be okay, right? So you can aim better. And more DPM because you don't drop down your reload that much, but your alpha damage get upgraded quite dramatically. So that's pretty good. Survivability. Way more hit point, 2600 is very good. And wow, look at that armor. This vehicle is gonna have a lot of armor. Your turret is nearly impenetrable. Apart from going for the weak point, your hull has a lot of weak point to go for, but still pretty reliable. So that's pretty good survivability upgrade. Your mobility is, wow, it's actually going to be better than the tier 9. Your speed power is, hold on, no, not better. Why do I say it's better? It's going to be a bit worse than the tier 9, just tiny little bit. Your first speed is worse, your speed power is just like roughly the same. Your top speed and reverse speed is the same, so just going to be tiny little bit worse than the tier 9. Tier 9 is already slow, it's already pretty chunky. It's good that this vehicle doesn't go that much worse, right? So that's nice. Then consumer wise, it's so big now, you don't care about consumers anymore, and 390 view range is obviously pretty good. Alright, so 60 TP, what kind of equipment should I use on this vehicle? Well, it's gonna be just like the tier 8 and the tier 9. I would suggest you to go for the improved hunting, for the vertical stabilizer, and for the gun rammer. I would say these 3 equipment is even better than the previous tier, because now your gun takes forever to reload. Now you need more accuracy to reliably connect the shell, because you reload so long, you want to fail any shot. And improved hunting, you have even more hit point, 10%. For more hit point, it's gonna be even better than lesser hit point, right? So it's gonna be really cool with that regard. And then because it's tier 10, I'd assume that you're probably gonna find yourself to get some fuel modifications sometime. So let's talk about it. So you have 5 fuel modification, 5 dual modification, and the first one, all-terrain suspension is better. The ground resistance upgrade is always gonna be pretty good. And then the second one, go for the parallax adjustments because accuracy over aim time. And then now you go for periscope electric drive for the view range indeed. And this one, top speed and what is that? Turret traverse speed and aiming speed. Oh my god, this is very tricky. So will you trade top speed with the aiming time? Or you decrease your aiming time to get more top speed? The question is gonna be, will this vehicle get to that 35 top speed that often or not? If you don't, then it may be it's not that good to upgrade the top speed, right? And I think this vehicle, okay, so I think right now I don't get to play the tank, but because that horrible specific power, I don't think this vehicle can reliably get to 35 anyway, so that top speed downgrade seems like it's mean nothing. So you just get aiming time bonus and traverse speed bonus, which is pretty nice. And then you can improve your hit point trading for accuracy, but accuracy is better, so let's upgrade the accuracy and decrease the hit point just tiny little bit. If you use improved hunting, it could be even less than that, right? So yeah, that should be the few modifications that I suggest on this vehicle. I'm not quite sure about this one, I'm gonna test it. If this vehicle reliably get to 35, then maybe the supply rewiring a separate one is gonna be better. But for now, I would suggest you to go for the setup 2. So yeah, so that is all about this vehicle stats. And then, well, let's take a look at this tank profile. So this how this vehicle looks like. The hull, obviously the low plate is going to be the weak point, and look at how thin this vehicle low plate is. The vehicle low plate is just so thin that even though you aim for it sometime, the shell will not land into that point. So it's pretty tricky for the enemy to go through the low plate of this vehicle. And that's very frustrating, right? But then the upper plate part, then this part is also a bit weaker. If you angle it, it's also gonna be a weak point. So that's just like the 50 TP. So you need to be careful on that. And also, you're not that good for side scraping, because when you side scrape, then this turret ring is gonna turn to be a weak point as well. So the enemy can take advantage of that, and also you can take advantage of that if you fight this vehicle as well. And when this vehicle side scrape. Also, your turret overall is pretty strong, but then you still have that weak point on top, which is quite accessible. Not that easy, but it's possible, so be careful on that. Yeah, so that 279E, something like that, and this thing will just like fire edgy at you, and then you just cry, right? Do 200, 300 damage to you all the time. That's pretty awkward. Wargaming kind of like nerf, sorry, I'm gonna say ban those vehicles from the ranked battle, and it turns to be like 5A, 277. They still be a hold down warrior, right? And this vehicle still punish them. After he fight, he will get back around the corner, and I can be able to punish him just like that. For this vehicle, the top turret is not amazing, so we will not try to use it. Wow, SPG. So just wait until we don't get stunned. Wow, mouse. I'm gonna need premium round for the mouse. SPG is coming. Conqueror and Carrick is one of the worst SPG to fight. because he has such a good angle. Shooting Gunnar. He can still hit you even though you have this kind of cover. Whoa! Regular rounds still go through the lower plate of the mouse. You can't go wrong if you can aim, right? Yo, I'm the chosen one, thank you so much for the hydro request. I'm gonna drink later. Oh. That's awkward. So these guys fighting the tanks on the back. Oh no, they're dead now. So now they're gonna fight us. They just get shot by SPG, that's a problem. Even though they try to hold down, it doesn't work. This is pretty awkward. Oh no. My armor still holds up pretty well, right? Oh no, he tracked me. Look at this tank armor. So even though they aim for the lower plate, it doesn't always work because this Waco lower plate is so tricky to hit, like I said. I think I can use this high ground and hold down against them. How can 60 TP damage me? Whoa, downable plate. Like I said, it's a weak point. 60 TP with edgy. I don't think I need premium route against these guys anymore. The reason I load premium route just because the fact that the Forge doesn't actually drive in tells me that he's reloading. Oh no, it's not. TP is pretty slow. I don't think he can get around the corner before. Ah, the leopard got me. This vehicle armor is really powerful, right? So third damage, third experience. Wow, the 60 TP on the enemy. So it's awkward in every single way. Did Wargaming change this map though? This is the first time that I play this map after update 1.18 though. I've never played this map before. So maybe they changed something about this map. Did they? I don't know. Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like the enemy cannot have some cross shell. They can still do it. Wow, we have some reckless, not reckless, aggressive CS-63. That's pretty good. Let's cross the bridge. I'll do it. Oh my god, he takes 700 hit point? I'm not quite sure. Should I go now? I will be safe. Okay, or so too, 700. Nothing is in heavy armor. My armor is so reliable. Well, and I have a lot of hit point to tank. That's a small price to play. Price to play. They're gone. I have to aim for the projectile. When that guy is around the corner, projectile will get around to shoot him. I kind of get a little green there. Wow, you went over. What? Where did he get the shells in? Where? Not when. I know when, but I don't know where. Oh. E100 turret is just too good. Where did it hit me? Oh, the weak point on top. Good play, good play. You can see my hull. I have to do this so they can't see me. Again! The weak point on top again! Why you guys are so accurate? Projecto. You're just gonna kill me now. Yes! You're dead. Oh, goodbye. The E4 just dropped out. Oh my lord, such a weird engagement. I didn't realize I actually kind of stopped the 268 from maneuver around. I think I can get around the corner and get it, right? The problem is my hit point is too low, and I want to take a risk. It's side scrape now, it's not easy. My tank is not even good for side scraping. Put. Wow. How can a leopard get the shells in there? What's the line of fire? What's that line of fire? They're not gonna push. Oh, they did. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Why can't I see it? Oh, 277 cross. Udis! Where is Udis? I can't even see. Well, we'll play by him. Not a seal clubber. This is a real good player. So second damage, second experience. 60 TP? Is it good? It's really good. But, well, it's a heavy tank. It's a super heavy tank, so you expect some super heavy tank things. Super slow, heavily armored vehicle with big gun. Your gun is, I would say your gun is mediocre. Yes, you can do 750 alpha, that is pretty good. But the thing is, your penetration is kinda low. 250 is good if you don't have 750 alpha. It's good if you are more accurate, right? So your standard pen is not quite enough to really engage a tier 10 heavy tank, which is the scenario that you're mostly gonna fight because you're super heavy. You're meant to fight heavy most of the time. So then you have to load the premium round where it's still not that good. It's a hit round with 317 penetration. It's okay. So, I mean, that's the downside of this vehicle, right? But then apart from that, the rest is just pretty cool. Your survivability is definitely pretty good. Your low plate is pretty hard to hit. Yes, sounds like that upper plate there. Well, because I'm lower than the enemy for the previous game, so they just constantly go through. That's a bit awkward, but well, that's the thing that kind of balance the tank out. But then overall your armor is quite tricky for the enemy to go through, so that's very nice one. You have a lot of hit point as well, which is also a pretty nice one. Your speed, because you're a super heavy tank, we don't really expect anything more than this, so that's pretty cool. And also you actually have a nice view range at 390. So like overall it's good. It's a good tank, but then still not an amazing one because yeah, your gun doesn't always work all the time. I would say previously it's way better because your edgy works perfectly, right? For when you can punish the enemy more when the enemy kind of like take some tricky positions. You just slow the edgy and they get frustrated, right? So now after the edgy change, this vehicle is not that good anymore. So it's just a good heavy tank, a good super heavy tank. But then, yeah, obviously still worth grinding. I would say the grinding experience for this line, apart from those tier 1, 2, 3, 4, from the tier 5, every single tank is actually very interesting and enjoyable, right? So it's worth grinding for this vehicle for sure. And then the result, once you get to tier 10, you will not disappoint. So yeah, that is the 60 TP line. Very good one. Grinding experience is very nice. Just tier 1, 2, 3, 4 is bad. 5 and 10 just amazing vehicle. This vehicle, the destination is a pretty nice vehicle. It's a good super heavy tank. But well, it's still not competitive though. I don't think I would take this vehicle to the ranked battle now with the edgy change. So that's the thing. It's enjoyable, but not that powerful. Yeah, that is all about this vehicle. So, right, yeah, thank you so much for everyone who have tuned in today. Hope you enjoy and learn a bit more about this line, this 60 TP line. Will you grind this line? I would suggest you to grind it. The AMX 13.5 and 60 TP is now on track event, so it means that you have more experience daily. It's also cheaper, so the best time to grind this line at the moment, and I would say you should try. They are very good time. Even though you don't actually get to the tier 10, you still play, you still get a very interesting tank to play along the way anyway. So they're worth it. Really good. Yeah. Thank you so much again. Have a great day. Have a great night. Stream today is finished. Bye bye.